No, I want my mom, she screamed, tears rolling down her cheeks. She kicked her legs, making it impossible for Maria to put on her shoes. The morning sun shone through the large windows of the mansion, but it didn't bring warmth to the showers inside. The maid Maria was trying to get little 6 years old Gia dressed up for school. Gia, however, was not ready for it. Please, Gia, calm down. You need to get ready for school, she said gently, trying to convince the little girl of the bed. But Gia shook her head fiercely. No, call my mom. I don't want anyone else. Maria was at loss. She knew how dangerous her boss, Jungkook, could be when things didn't go as planned. With a deep breath, she decided to tell him about Chia's demand. She walked slowly through the living room while holding her fear and nervousness. Here, in the living room, Jungkook was on the phone discussing a weapons deal with one of the Mafia members. As Maria approached, Jungkook noticed her from the corner of his eye. He cut the call, sensing something was wrong. What is it? He asked, his voice cold and sharp. Sir, Jia, she refuses to get ready. She wants her mom, she said while her voice trembled slightly. Can't you do the simple thing? He said a little seriously. Jungkook's eyes darkened. He didn't like disruptions, especially not from his own house. He stood up and walked briskly to Jia's room. Maria follows behind him nervously. Entering the room, Jungkook saw his daughter crying on the bed. His expression softened a bit. Jia, he called out gently but with authority. Jia looked up, her eyes red and her face pouted. Daddy, I want my mom. I don't want anyone else to help me. Then he sighed before speaking. Jia, you know, your mom isn't here. She has important things to do. What is so important other than her daughter? Jungkook, who has answers for every question, failed to find the answer to her daughter's question about her mom. You don't understand. Even if I say, Jia, let's wait for a few more days, she will be coming. He tried to convince, but it looks like it failed. I don't care. I want her now, she whined while he held his head out of worry. Okay, do one thing. Give her address. I will go there with Maria. Maria, you will come with me, right? She smiled at Chia until Jungkook looked at her seriously. What if I say she is playing hide and seek with you? Jia quickly stopped crying and looked at her father confusingly. Hide and seek means, she asked him innocently. Means she is hiding somewhere around like you hide when you play. So now you have to find your mom, he said, explaining with enthusiasm. Interesting, but how do I find her? I never saw her face and I don't have any pictures of her. She proved that she is intelligent like her father. Okay, you will get a motherly feeling when she hugs you. She smiles at you a lot than others. She plays with you and she will protect you from others. He said about all the qualities mother will have. Wow, it's interesting. Okay, tell mom I'm ready. From today I will find her. Jungkook smiled at her innocent as she doesn't know he cooked up a story to drag her out of her pain. Okay, I will tell your mom, but first you have to eat. Maria, he extended his hand where she kept a breakfast plate in his hand. Okay, I will. She smiled at him, which kept his heart at ease. He cannot see tears in her eyes. Jungkook fed her while she enjoyed breakfast after knowing that she was going to meet her mother. But fear started in Jungkook how to solve this problem when she grew up. Jungkook drove Jia to school, glancing at her from time to time. She was dancing with excitement, her little face glowing with curiosity. Daddy, are you sure mommy is playing hide and seek with me? He felt guilty but smiled reassuringly. Yes, Jia, mommy is playing a special game with you. You will have to be very good at school today and maybe you will find her soon. She clapped her hands, thrilled by the idea. Yay, I love hide and seek. I will be the best at school today. As they reached in front of the grand building of Jia's school, Jungkook could see the staff waiting nervously. One of them, Mr. Kim, approached the car. He rolled down the window and gave Mr. Kim a stern look before getting off the car. Mr. Kim, take care of my Jia well. If anything goes wrong, you know the consequences, he said in a low, dangerous tone. Mr. Kim nodded quickly, sweat forming on his forehead. Yes, sir, we will take very good care of her. Jia baby, play well and study well in school. Daddy will come in the evening to pick you up, he said, kneeling to her level. Okay, Daddy, bye. I will find Mommy, she said, waving her hands after kissing on his cheek, just like daily. He kissed on her forehead in return and waved back while smiling gently. Have a good day, Jia baby. As Mr. Kim took Jia inside, Jungkook watched until she disappeared into the building. He sighed deeply, then pulled out his phone to call his best friend Jimin. The phone rang twice before Jimin picked up. Hello, where are you? He asked in his dangerous, cold tone. I'm at your guest house. He replied on the call, where Jungkook immediately cut the call and hopped into the car before drove off from there. Here in the classroom, Jia sat alone as other friends of her doesn't talk much with her because she always sits dull thinking about her mother. She is a bright student but also less active with other students. Hey Jia, what happened? You are looking so happy today, she asked as she was looking energetic today to her other friends. I'm going to find my mom. You know, we are playing hide and seek. Her friends looked at her confusingly as they were not understanding what she was talking. Later, the classroom buzzed with excitement as the new teacher entered. She was young and beautiful with a warm smile that immediately drew the students' attention. Jia, sitting at her desk, stared at her in surprise, feeling an instant connection. Good morning, everyone. My name is Wine, and I will be your new teacher. You greeted them happily. The students responded with enthusiastic greetings. Now let's go to know each other. I would like each of you to introduce yourselves. You continued. One by one, the students stood up and introduced themselves. Finally, it was Jia's turn. She stood up, her eyes bright and fixed on you. Hello, what's your name? You asked, smiling warmly. She took a deep breath. I'm Jia, she said, her voice clear and confident. Then unexpectedly she walked over to you, and you were surprised but kneeled down to her level. What is it, Jia? You asked gently. She looked into your eyes and smiled. I like you, Miss Wine. This is for you, he said, holding a small chocolate in her tiny hand. Touched by her gesture, you took the chocolate and smiled back. Thank you so much, Jia. That's very sweet of you. She leaned in and gave you a quick kiss on the cheek. Your heart melted at the innocent gesture. You hugged her gently. You're such a kind girl, Jia. Jia hugged you back tightly. You make me feel happy like a mom, she whispered softly. You felt emotional understanding the depth of her words. I'm glad to hear that, Jia. I will always be here for you. Jia smiled with joy, feeling a motherly connection she had longed for. You both stood up and she returned to her seat. The bond between you grows stronger with every passing moment. I'm seeing a few qualities in her what Dad said in the morning. What if she is my mom? She was excited to play the game further. On the other hand, as soon as Jungkook came to the guest house, he flopped onto the couch and immediately took up from the tea point and put it in his mouth before lighting it up. He was exhaling the smoke through his mouth and nose while stretching his hand on the couch. Backrest. What happened? You're looking dull today, Akinjia. Jimin asked as he observed his friend being moody. Jungkook sighed before replying to Jimin. Yeah, she wants her mother, but today I lied to her. I said your mother is playing hide and seek. I think you gave her false hope. Before it hurts her, Tini had better tell the truth about her mother. I replied, minding about the future consequences. How could I say, Jimin? She is very small to understand that her mother left her and she was just 6 months then. I have to wait until she gets that maturity to understand that I'm his mother and father. I really wonder why Nancy left this cute puppy. She gets happiness from her boyfriend greater than the Gia gives. He was disappointed about Gia's mother. Don't talk about that. I should not have met her in Paris and bring her to my home. She broke my home and destroyed my family. Now I have only Gia and I have to save her and I will do anything for her happiness, he said while exhaling the smoke looking at the tea point. Here on the other hand, it was lunch hour and you were passing by Gia's classroom and she caught your attention as she was sitting at her desk, silently not eating anything. Gia, what happened? Why are you here? You asked her as soon as you entered the classroom. Miss Vine, she was excited to see you at first, but she quickly hid her hand as if she doesn't want to show you. What happened here? Why are you not eating with your friends? Why are you staying here silently? You kneeled down to her level and asked her, looking into her eyes, but she pouted and was also a little nervous. You told, I'm looking like a mom. Won't you share your problems with your mama? Hmm? She looked at you surprisingly and slowly brought her hand forward. Your eyes widened upon seeing her right hand index finger as it was bleeding slightly, which was more to bear the pain in her age. What happened, Gia? Why is it bleeding? I went to the washroom. While I was closing the door, I put my finger and crushed it accidentally. It's so painful, Miss Vine. She immediately started crying. Who held her pain until then? And that really broke your heart. Oh God, Gia, what is this, baby? Come with me. We will go to the medical room. You tried to take her with you, but she stopped you. No, I don't want to come, Miss Vine. If nurse sees, she will inform Dad and he will burn the school. I'm scared. Please don't take me there. You felt bad about her and also got angry over her father, who is Jungkook. Okay, wait. I will bring the first aid kit. I will treat your wound. Don't panic. Drink water. You gave her a sippy bottle and went to bring the first aid kit. After a while, you came back and treated her wound. You felt her pain. Okay, Gia, I will feed you, okay? You must be hungry, right? She nodded innocently, pouting her lips. Then you smiled gently and fed her. She felt so happy, and for the first time, she ate the food happily. The whole afternoon, Gia was so happy as you were smiling at her more than others to make her feel at ease and make her not worry about her injury. The day dawned to the evening. Jungkook was waiting near his car, leaning against the window. He was waiting for Gia to come along with Mr. Kim, but surprisingly, his attention was caught by you. You were coming out of the school building while playing with Gia happily. He took off his eyeglasses in slow motion and was looking at you surprisingly, as if he never saw a woman like you. He kept staring at you and Gia, who was looking so happy than ever. He saw her. Your smile was infectious and your eyes were shining while you looked at Gia, whose face was shining brightly. Just in a few seconds, you came and stood in front of Jungkook, who stood like a robot. Are you father of Gia? He didn't reply to you as he was not in senses until you snapped your fingers at his face. With that sound, he quickly got back to the reality. Hello, I'm talking to you. Are you the father of Gia? You talk so daringly, which really impressed him. Guess what happened now? He quickly got back to his dangerous mood, but you're not afraid of him. See, you're not giving freedom to Jia to express her feelings. You know what happened? You explained that happened in the afternoon to him and he quickly sat at her level as she panicked. Jia baby, what happened? Is it painful? He asked gently, taking her hand into his. You can see pain in his eyes. No, Daddy, I'm fine now. Miss Vine treated it and she told me to be strong, and now I'm strong. She smiled innocently, which melted his heart, and he quickly pulled her into a hug. Within the time, his eyes were turning red out of anger. He got up and told to Jia, Jia, you wait here. I will be back. These guys should be punished for this act. He was about to go inside the school until you grabbed his wrist, as you understand what he was going to do, as Jia said. The guy who doesn't listen to anyone for the first time stopped with your touch. Mr. Jungkook, wait. Why, Miss Ryan? You can't see how Jia is scared. Look at her. You might have power, but it doesn't mean you can make things right, to which we are responsible. She is not liking this dangerous side of you. Just then his gaze shifted from your face to hand, where he quickly left his hand and stepped back. I'm sorry. Who are you? I never saw you in this school. I'm Vine. I joined today as a teacher here. Oh, thank you. Dear, shall we go? Miss Vine, bye. I will meet you tomorrow. Bye, sweetheart. You hugged her one last time before she got into the car. Bye, Mr. Jungkook. You waved your hand but quickly put down as he just got into the car without saying anything. Don't have a sense to say bye, strange guy. You shook your head and left from there. After 2 hours, Jungkook was drying Jia's body with a towel as he gave her a nice warm bath. But one thing which was bothering Jungkook was that she kept on talking about wine. It means you since they started returning home in the car. He was surprised that she never talked about anyone this much time, and she was looking happy while talking about you. This was putting Jungkook in thought. You know, Dad, when I hugged her, I got a motherly feeling. Tell me, is she my mother? He looked at her surprised as well as shocked. What are you saying, Chia? You just met her today. So what, Dad? I like her. I feel like I will be happy if she is my mother. I really want her as my mother. He understood that Chia was going crazy with your sweet talks and care. Okay, we will talk about this later. First, complete your homework. He observed her face turning upset, but he didn't melt as he knows she would talk about you again. After some time, her tutor came to teach her like daily, but today she was crying like hell. Daddy, I don't want this tutor. She is shouting at me. Please send her out. She quickly came running to Jungkook and hugged him and crying badly, where tutor started shivering with fear as Jia was lying to him. Sir, she is. He showed his hand to her to stop. What happened, Jia? You don't want this tutor? She shook her head as he understood she was lying, and as he expected, she asked something. I want Miss Vine. She will tell me stories, but this tutor won't. Please bring Miss Vine. Jungkook gestured to the present tutor to leave. It's just in half an hour. Jia's wish was granted because his guards brought you there, not even bothered to give time to change your dress from casual dress with apron to something professional. Jungkook was surprised to see a little flour to your cheek and messy hair and stained apron. He doesn't know whether to laugh or not by looking at your style. Mr. Jungkook, what is this? These muscular idiots didn't even give me the time and brought me here like kidnappers. You were shouting at him while he was trying to control his laughter. What happened? Why are you not answering? Is this the way you behave with the women? I'm Gia's teacher. Did you forget that? I'm sorry, I forgot to mention them to handle you smoothly. They forget you are not the Mafia's enemy. Your jaw dropped when he said the word Mafia. What, Mafia? Are you a Mafia? Didn't you know this? I think I revealed something dangerous. I'm not scared of anyone. I don't care if you're a Mafia or not. Tell me, why did you bring me here without my consent? You demanded an answer from him. For Jia, she wants you to be her tutor. Tutor? Me? I'm not working on that. I'm just a school teacher. Just then Jia came running to you from upstairs, as he sent her to wash her face a while ago. Miss Wine, she ran happily and hugged you, ready to off your apron before she hugs you. Miss Wine, you came. I'm so happy that you agreed to tutor me. Thank you, Dad. She was so happy, but now you should decide whether to tutor her or not. Miss Van, what's your answer? Are you ready to take up this new job? He asked, raising his eyebrows more like teasing you, as he understood you got some fear after knowing his background. Yeah, I will. Why not? If not for Jia, for whom I would be a tutor, right, Jia? Let's go to your room. Mr. Jungkook, please send cool water to cool down my hot brain. He nodded while controlling his laugh. Not bad. She is afraid of me. She is interesting, man. What if she becomes a mother to Jia? Will she agree if I ask? He was thinking while looking at your disappearing figure. Thank you for watching.